Hello, family. This is Beverly Black, and it is Real Talk Wednesday. So come on in the room, gather around. We got plenty of seats on the sofa. We got all kind of chairs in the back. So let's have some real talk and see what's going on this week. I want to start out. Do y'all remember those penny loafers? You know, we used to put a penny in them. Lord, when I had my little pair of penny loafers and wore them to school, time I got out of school, you know you had to get out of your school clothes and put on your play clothes. And you couldn't scuffle up those little penny loafers because you only got them once a year. Then they also had those black and white shoes. You remember those? I used to hate those shoes. Back then, they were thick. And you could not wear those suckers out. You hear me? You could not wear those black and white shoes out. I have a picture of those black and white shoes so you can see. They last forever and ever and ever. I used to hate them. You know what? I ain't like too much, did I? But anyway, when it comes to shoes, I did not like the black and white shoes or the penny loafers. Did not like them, not one bit. But we had to wear them, and they last. It seemed like they only cost like $2 or $3. They were real cheap. They were real cheap shoes, thick, and last forever. Then let's jump on over to something else. Remember when the ladies would gossip and talk to each other across the fence? Or either they, a lot of houses were connected real close, and one would be on one porch and another be on the other porch. And they would talk about everything going on. Or either one would be in one window and the other one be in the other window. They would sit and gossip and talk for hours. But I like the window talking. I used to love to see them in the window. They pull that window up and they, hey, Miss Susie, you in there, Miss Susie? Girl, I got something to tell you. Then they get to talking. Then the one on the fence, a lot of people then had that white picket fence. They would get over on that fence and the old sisters would get to talking. Talk for hours about everybody's business. Everybody's. And then to top it off, on the phone, they had that three-way calling where anyway, I could always pick up the phone and I could hear the conversation of two other people. And I used to, when I know Miss So-and-so or Miss Johnson or Miss Jones was on the phone and you want to hear things that are going on, I learned more stuff by listening in on other people's conversation on that telephone where you had that rotary where you had to ring it around to do them numbers. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You had to ring it around. You show that to some of the young people now, they don't even know what it is or what it is for. It was the phone. And we even had the phone on the wall. Remember that one? Oh yes. That phone on the wall. Honey, if you had a phone, you were doing it. You were big time. If you had a phone in your household and a TV, a black and white TV, you were uptown. Because back then we used to listen to a lot of things on the radio. On the radio. Radios were real popular, and we thought that the world turned around on the radio because they got their soap operas. They listened to the soap operas on the radio. They be cooking lunch or dinner or whatever they were cooking because, most of us ate at 5 o'clock back then for dinner. We had breakfast, lunch, and supper. Supper or dinner, depending on what area you lived in. But everything stopped when their soap, Guiding Light. Y'all remember the Guiding Light? Used to come on the radio. On the radio. Everything centered around that time when those soap operas came on the radio. And I'm going to close out with this one. Why did the mamas back then would cook sometime with their purse on their shoulder? Tell me why. And if you would go to a function or something at church where they had repast, had food, you would see them with that with their purse on their shoulder. They would never let that purse go. They held on to that purse on their shoulder. Well, that's it for the Real Talk for today. I have enjoyed it, and I pray that you have too. But remember, I love you, but God loves you more. Why? Because you are his masterpiece. And our God does not make any junk. So you be blessed and have a blessed week. And thank you for coming in, for coming around and sitting with me while we chit-chat a little bit about the olden days. Much love, everybody.
Getting ready for my miracle, getting ready for greatness, getting ready for my heart's desire. I'm growing into a flower and glamorous. Getting ready for my miracle, getting ready for greatness, getting ready for my heart's desire. I'm growing into a flower and glamorous. Getting ready for my miracle, getting ready for greatness, getting ready for my heart's desire. I'm growing into a flower and glamorous. I'm growing